Good morning, class 3. So today we'll do our exercises from page number 65. So let's begin with some objective type questions. So the first question we have is: a bird moves with the help of its wings. Question 2: a fish moves with the help of fins. Then we have question number 3: leaves of the mimosa close up when touched. Then we have question 4: plants breathe through tiny holes in their leaves. Then question 5: dash feel changes around them. So we have to write plants and animals and plant feel changes around them. Okay, so moving on with the next question. So after this we have next question B: choose the correct options. So let's begin with the first question: why do living things need food? And your options are to work, to move, to grow, and all of this. So option D, all of this is the correct option. So after this, question number 2: which of these organs helps animals to feel changes around them? And your options are sense organs, antenna, fins and wings, both A and B. So the correct option is both A and B, which is sense organ and antenna. Then we have question 3: which of the following is not a sense organ? And your options are eye, tongue, leg, or ear. So the correct option is leg, option C. Then we have question 4: which of the following living thing do not lay eggs but give birth to the baby? And your options are pigeon, plant, woman, hen. So the correct option is woman. C. Option C is the correct option. Then we have question number 5: the leaves of which plant close up when touched? And your options are mimosa, neem, all the green leaves, and option D, mango. So the correct option is option A, mimosa. Moving on. So after this we have question number 6: what helps insect to breathe? And your options are lungs, air holes, nose, and gills. So the correct option is air holes, option B. Then question number 7: which of the following animal is not a bird? So your options are horse, pigeon, parrot, and crow. So the correct option is option A, horse. Then question number 8: which of the following living things do not go in search of their food? So your options are bear, squirrel, monkey, and plant. So plant, option D is the correct option. Then we have question number 9: by which process do the living things produce their own kind uh, uh, produce more of their own kind? So the process are digestion, breathing, hearing, and reproduction. So the correct option is option D, reproduction. Moving on. So after this we have very short answer type questions. We have to write one word for the following. And the first question is: things that move, grow, breathe, need food, feel changes, and reproduce. We have to write living things. Then question number 2: part of a plant that helps it to breathe. That will be your stomata. And then question number 3, part of an insect that helps it to feel changes around it. You have to write antenna. Moving on. So after this we have question B, give two examples for the following. So the first question we have is how plants respond to the changes around them. So you have to write plants like lotus flower open out at sunrise and closes at night. Then plants like mimosa, touch me not, feel a touch. So though I have not written here for the answer for the question number 1, you have to write like this. Plants like lotus flower open out at sunrise and closes at night. And for mimosa, you write plants like mimosa, touch me not, feel a touch. Okay. After this, question number 2, animals that breathe through air holes in their body. You have to name 2 animals. It may be insect, or so you have that will be your cockroaches and butterflies. Then we have question number 3, animals that have antenna. You have to write grasshopper and ant. Then we have question 4, non-living things that can move. I have written here trains and aeroplane. Then question 5, plants that give rise to the new plant with the help of their roots. So that will be your carrot and potato. Okay, so moving on. So the next question we have is answer the following questions. So the first question is name any 5 features of the living things. You have to write living things can move on their own, comma, they grow with time, comma, they need air to breathe, comma, they need food to grow, and they can reproduce. Okay. After this, question number 2, with the help of an example, mention 2 ways in which plant shows movement. So you have to write like this. Answer. Number 1, plants such as mimosa bracket touch me not shows movement by closing their leaves when touched. Okay. And then number 2, a lotus flower opens out at sunrise and closes at night. So that much you have to write. Then we have question number 3, how do plants get their food? So write plants make their own food in the presence of air, water and light. Okay. So moving on with the next question. So after this we have question number 4, how do animals reproduce? So you have to write animals reproduce by either laying eggs or giving birth to the young ones. And then we have question number 5, give any 5 differences between living and non-living things. So you have to write 5 differences. Number 1, living things can move on their own, non-living things cannot move on their own. Number 2, living things grow with time, comma, non-living things do not grow with time. Then point number 3, living thing reproduce, non-living thing do not reproduce. I have written here instead of non-living thing I have written in a short form here, okay, NLT, which means non-living thing. Then we have question 4, living things feel changes around them. Point number 4, living thing changes around them, feel changes around them, and non-living thing do not feel changes around them. Point number 5, living thing needs air to breathe, non-living thing do not breathe. So this is how you write your answers. So moving on. So after this we have let's recall question. Recall and complete the concept map given below. So as you can see in your textbook, there is a figure given with the blind spots. You have to fill that blind spots. So the first we have living thing. In this category we have 6 blind boxes. Okay, in living thing we have to write inside that box: grow, breathe, do not need food to grow and reproduce, feel changes and move. So in contrast of that we have to write just opposite of what just we have written here in the living thing. So in non-living thing we have to write do not grow, do not breathe, do not need food, do not reproduce, do not feel changes and do not move. So this is how you make your diagram. Okay, moving on. So after this we have questions from let's observe. Observe the given picture and answer the following. If you can see, there is a picture of a lotus. Oh sorry, there is a picture of a sunflower, and you have to answer this question by looking at that picture. So which feature of living thing is observed in this picture? As you can see, the flowers have been moved automatically towards the sun. Okay, so you have to write plant feels the changes around them, plant grows towards light. Okay, then we have question B, name another plant that shows movement. So you have to write mimosa. Okay, after this we have question number 2, in the space provided alongside, draw one non-living thing found in your classroom and color it and label it. So you have to draw any non-living thing which is present in our class. Okay, it might be table, chair, board or whatever it is. So you have to draw that thing and you have to color it and label it. So moving on. So now let's connect questions. Repeated addition is called multiplication. Do simple multiplication to get the answer of the following. So the question is, if a hen lays 12 eggs every week, how many eggs does it lay in 6 weeks? So that will be your 72. Then we have question number 2. If 1,000 of seeds grow into a new plant every 3 days, how many seeds grow into a new plant in 15 days? So that will be your 30. Moving on. So after this we have let's apply question. So the question number 1 is, the mixture grinder is in the kitchen, shows the movement of its blades. Is it a living thing? So you have to write, it is not a living thing because it does not show the other traits of living thing. It does not grow, breathe or reproduce. Okay. Then we have next question. Plants do not move from one place to another. Why are they called living things? So in response to that you have to write, plants may not be able to pick themselves and move from one place to another, place to place. Sorry, from I will repeat that again. Plants may not be able to pick themselves and move from place to place, but they do show movement. They also have all the other characteristics of living things. So that much you have to write. Moving on. Next we have is, let's analyze and evaluate questions. So the first question we have is, give one difference between the way these two living things shows movement. So in the picture there is a plant, okay, and there is a picture of a dog, okay. We have to differentiate the way these living thing shows the movement. So the first one is mimosa, okay. Mimosa leaves shows the movement as they respond to their surrounding, full stop. The dog shows movement in their ability for locomotion or ability to move themselves from place to place. Then we have question 2. Which of the two does not depend on another living thing for its food? What does it depend on then? So you have to write, plant does not depend on the another living thing for food, full stop. It uses light, air and water to make its own food. So that's all for now. We're gonna start with a new chapter in the next class. Thank you.